But it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. The content of your character is your choice. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is what you become. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can have and what they can. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Remember that among the things over which we have complete control are the goals we set for ourselves. I think that when a Stoic concerns himself with things over which he has some but not complete control, such as winning a tennis match, he will be very careful about the goals he sets for himself. In particular, he will be careful to set internal rather than external goals. Thus, his goals in playing tennis will not be to win a match, something external over which he has only partial control, but to play to the best of his ability in the match, something internal over which he has complete control. By choosing this goal, he will spare himself frustration and disappointment should he lose the match. Since it was not his goal to win the match, he will not have failed to attain his goal as long as he played his best. His tranquility will not be disturbed. Stoics would recommend, for example, that I not concern myself with whether my wife loves me, even though this is something over which I have some but not complete control. But when I do concern myself with this, my goal should not be the external goal of making her love me. No matter how
with a 40 stack.
I could fail to achieve this goal, and would as a result be quite upset. Instead, my goal should be an internal goal, to behave to the best of my ability in a lovable manner.
Purple pound cake? I ain't never had purple pound cake. Yeah, I'm on shit. I'm on Thizzy's around the corner too, man. They got some good fire. My boy Patrick always slide through. Piece up my phone. He got fire too. Alien cookies straight up. He got weed in LA too. I'm at the hut. I got the garage cracked. I'm working out. Slide through.
American Airlines, net zero emissions is our destination. We're getting there by flying a younger, more efficient fleet, using sustainable aviation fuel, and investing in future technologies, because a world worth carrying is a world worth protecting.
My name is Brianne Neese, and I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Tender Loving Empire. Tender Loving Empire is a gift shop for handmade and independently designed gifts from artists all around the country. My favorite thing about there is how easy it is to manage our orders, to return things that don't work for us. It feels really curated.
Welcome
We
to
make
All Tech
locally made
Lansing.
products that are handmade.
And we're foolish when we ask anything to us. But surely we're still more foolish not to take delight in it when we have it. If change is of the essence of existence, one would have thought it only sensible to make it the premise of our philosophy. A human being is a part of the whole, called by us the universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. I do nothing but go about persuading you all, old and young alike, not to take thought for your persons or your property, but and chiefly to care about the greatest improvement of the soul. I tell you that virtue is not given by money, but that from virtue comes every other good of man, public as well as private. This is my teaching, and if it is the doctrine that corrupts the youth, I am a mischievous person. By three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is the noblest. Second, by imitation, which is the easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. In our control is the most beautiful and important thing, the thing because of which even the God himself is happy, namely the proper use of our impressions. We must concern ourselves absolutely with the things that are under our control, and entrust the things not in our control to the universe. Therefore, the seeker after the truth is not one who studies the writings of the ancients, and following his natural disposition puts his trust in them, but rather the one who suspects his faith in them, and questions what he gathers from them, the one who submits to argument and demonstration, and not to the sayings of a human being whose nature is fraught with all kinds of imperfections and deficiency. Thus the duty of the man who investigates the writings of scientists, if learning the truth is there, is to make himself the and applying his mind to the core and margins of its content, attack it from every side. He should also suspect himself as he performs his critical examination, so that he may avoid falling into either prejudice or leniency. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Don't just say that you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to be better, to be a more discriminating and effective person. Books are the training weights of the mind. They are very helpful, but it would be a bad mistake to suppose that one has made progress simply by having internalized their content. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. I have approximate answers and possible beliefs and different degrees of uncertainty about different things, but I am not absolutely sure about anything. And there may be things I don't know anything about, such as whether it means anything to ask why. I don't have to know an answer. I don't feel frightened of knowing things by being lost in a mysterious universe without any purpose, which is the way it really is as far as I can tell. An intellectual is someone who watches itself. I like this because I am happy to be both worlds, the watcher and the world. Can they be brought together? This is a practical question. We must get down to it. I despise intelligence. Maybe means I cannot bear doubts. You live as if you were destined to live there. No thought of your frailty ever enters your head. Or how much time has already gone by, you take no heed.
How many
You
rounds?
squander time as if you choose
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna come back out here at 10.
While a day which you bestow
how many
on
rounds?
some personal thing is perhaps
10?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. You want to
Here?
Yeah. You want to play or?
to teach how to live without certainty,
Yeah.
and yet without being paralyzed by hesitation. This
I did you move for the pop out, huh?
Yeah,
I can't wait to that.
I just put it in the oven. I put the time.
Man, that motherfucker was a steak dinner, man.
Yeah, I put it in the oven like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Good dream.
He loves the truth. That is an intellectual virtue. He does not love to tell the truth. That is a moral virtue.
Got my boy Flight Skipper.
Practice.
Got him a galaxy too.
If it is a condition
You know what I mean?
of
That's
survival,
what do.
he has no objection to it.
No.
The hopes of changing
Boss man,
mankind
stole
almost
it.
always end up in changing not mankind, but one's thought. A great many people think they are thinking when they are merely rearranging their prejudices. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon you and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in you. What are you looking at? To what goal are you straining? The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. There are three classes of intellects. One which comprehends by itself, another which appreciates
10
what
rounds,
others
here we go.
and a third which neither
2
comprehends
rounds,
by
2
itself
weeks of rounds,
nor
and
by the
5 rounds
shape
better
of others.
every day for 2 weeks.
The first is
I'm
the
fine,
most
yeah.
excellent. The second
10
is
rounds of
good.
this.
The third is useless. Look back over the past with its shaping environment and growth.
What?
And you
Come
can
on.
see the future too.
Let him do it. Fuck.
Until we have begun to go without them, we fail to realize how unnecessary many things are. We've been using them not because we needed them, but because we had them.
Come on.
Don't forget the voting.
Speaking to a purely philosophic audience, I should say that I ought to describe myself as agnostic, because I do not think that there is a conclusive argument by which one can prove that there is not a God. On the other hand, if I am to convey the right impression to the ordinary man in the street, I think that I ought to say that I am an atheist, because when I say that I cannot prove that there is not a God, I ought to add equally that I cannot prove that there are not the Americans. Words do not express thoughts very well. Everything immediately becomes a little different, a little distorted, a little foolish. And yet it also pleases me, and seems right that what is of value and wisdom of one man seems nonsense to another. Aspire to be like Mount Fuji, with such a broad and solid foundation that the strongest earthquake cannot be, and so tall that the greatest enterprises of common men seem insignificant from your lofty perspective. With your mind as high as Mount Fuji, you can see all things clearly, and you can see all the forces that shape events, not just the things happening near you. Simplicity, patience, compassion. These three are your greatest treasures. Simple in actions and thoughts, you return to the source of being. Patient with both friends and enemies, you accord with the way things are. Compassionate towards yourself, you reconcile all beings in the world. What you are basically deep, deep down, far in, is simply the fabric and structure of existence itself. I have realized that the past and the future are mere illusions. which is what there is, and all there is. You are a function of what the whole universe is doing. In the same way that a wave is a function of what the whole ocean is doing.
None.
Tomorrow and plans for tomorrow can have no significance at all unless you have full contact with the reality of the present, since it is in the present and only in the present that things will happen. There is no other reality than present reality, so that even if man were to live for endless ages, to live for the future would be to miss the point everlastingly. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain, so obvious, and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. When you get free from certain fixed conceptions of the way the world is, you find it is far more subtle and far more miraculous than you thought it was. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. When someone wrongs you, ask yourself, what made him do it? Once you understand his concept of good and evil, you'll feel sorry for him and cease to be either amazed or angry. If his concept is similar to yours, then you will be bound to forgive him, since you would have acted as he did in
Powering
similar
on. Welcome
circumstances.
to Alltech
But
Lansing.
if you do not share his ideas of good and evil, then you should find it even easier to overlook the wrongs of someone who is confused and in a moral mode. You know yourself what you are worth in your own eyes, and at what price you will sell yourself. For men sell themselves at various prices. This is why when Florus was deliberating whether he should appear at Nero's shows, taking part in the performance himself, Agrippinus replied, "Appear by all means." And when Florus inquired, "But why do you not appear?" he answered, "Because I do not even consider the question." For the man who has once stooped to consider such questions, and to reckon up the value of external things, is not far from forgetting the man he is. With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, your plans can change at any time. Your head wants to do one thing, but your gut says, not today. GI-focused Entyvio is made for this. Entyvio acts specifically in the GI tract to prevent an excess of white blood cells from entering and causing damaging inflammation. Entyvio has helped many patients achieve long-term relief and remission. It may help you too. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. Although unlikely, a risk of PML, a rare, serious, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Entyvio. If other treatments haven't worked well enough, ask your doctor about Entyvio. If you're experiencing financial hardship during these trying times, Takeda may be
Feeling good. I just found all these cars on the auto trader.
Oh shit.
I wait for the best price every week. A dealer is going to deliver
to your estimate. And this you have the power to evoke. Thus the third field is necessary because of the second, and the second because of the first. The most important though, the one which should occupy most of our time, is the first. How can we just be occupied? We are preoccupied with the first, and attention, lacking the first. What have our difficulty proving when we should? Does it pass on? To public posts, to riches, and you will eventually be a partner. Then you will not only be a partner with their future, but also of their remember that all we have is unloved and fortune, which can be claimed without permission, indeed without even advice. Thus we should love but always with the thought that we have.
Orion philosophy.
Simplicity, patience, compassion. These three are your greatest treasures. Simple in actions and thoughts, you return to the source of being. Patient with both friends and enemies, you accord with the way things are. Compassionate toward others, you recognize it is in us that God meets with nature, and yesterday parts from tomorrow. The present is the moving infinity, the legitimate sphere of the relative. Relativity seeks adjustment. Adjustment is art. The art of life lies in constant readjustment to our supreme. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Let your eyes see what they see, not what others want you to see. Let your ears hear what they naturally hear, not what others want you to hear. Let your mouth speak your mind freely, and not be constrained by other people's approval or disapproval. Let your mind think what it wants to think, and not let other people's demands dictate your thoughts. If your senses and your mind are not allowed to do what they want to do naturally, you are denying them their rights. When you cannot think, sense, feel, or act freely, then your body and mind are injured. Break these oppressions, and you will cultivate life. Be careful what you water your dreams with. Water them with worry and fear, and you will produce weeds that choke the life from your dreams. Water them with optimism and solutions, and you will cultivate success. Always be on the lookout for ways to turn a problem into an opportunity for success. Always be on the lookout for ways to nurture your dream. Strength should always be complemented by softness. If you resist too much, you will break. Thus, the strong person knows when to use strength and when to yield. And good fortune and disaster depend on whether you know how and when to yield. Those who do not know how to suffer are the worst off. There are times when the only thing you can do is to bear up troubles until a better day. To solve a problem, you need to remove the cause of discipline. To know and to think you know not is the crime. To not know and to think you know is the affliction. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. If a branch is too rigid, it will break. Resist and you will perish. To yield and you will survive. Only he who has no use for the empire is meant to be entrusted with it. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't reflect that you create. Let the nothing be. Let things flow naturally forward towards their life. Kindness in word creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. A person with a mind is bound to be filled with conceptions. These conceptions prevent him from knowing things directly. So a person with a mind shall never really know.
Cool. All right.
Trying to explain Zen is like trying to catch wind in a box. The moment you close the lid, it ceases to be wind, and in time becomes stagnant air. A good traveler has no fixed plans, and is not intent on arriving. When you are content to simply be yourself, and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. Fact is that most humans see themselves. You fail to get grasp of themselves. Take possession of what others have, but fail to possess themselves. They may practice what others enjoy, but fail to find enjoyment in themselves. mistake. You pay skillfully. If your expensive belt buckle mistakes, if it's clumsy, if it's your confidence, it's not that you've lost your skill. It's because you're so flustered by things on the outside that you've lost your calmness inside. Lose your stillness, and you will fail in everything you do. A man with outward courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. A man like this will not go where he has no room to go, will not do what he has no mind to do. Though the world might praise him and say he had really found something, he would look unconcerned and never turn his head. Though the world might condemn him and say he has lost something, he would look serene and pay no heed. The praise and blame of the world are no loss or gain to him. Things join by profit when pressed by fortune and cast each other aside. Get your money.